Okay, thank you for meeting with me today.
Well, of course.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for having
having
us.
us.
I'm very excited about Heartbreak Manor, and I have some questions for you if you're willing to answer them.
Absolutely.
Okay, I would love to start off for Steve. One of your opening lines in what I got to read was, "It's a rare moment in history when automobiles shared the street with horse and carriage."
Yeah.
The early 1900s, I guess the Edwardian era, or the Gilded Age, is such a ripe horror setting. What made you choose that?
It really was just, well, there were two reasons. Visually, I love it. There's a nice thing about the lack of technology that really adds a sense of isolation that I really like.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Did you do any kind of like research on the era to try to craft the setting, or was it
Just
like
enough to
a
get by.
No, it's a very cool horror era, and I love that you chose it, and
Yeah.
it's it's very exciting. Can you tell me what your process is like with Damien Worm, who you've done so many books with at this
Yeah.
point? How you work together?
It's really funny because he lives in Spain and I'm obviously in the States. We've never spoken in all these years because I don't speak Spanish and he doesn't speak English at all. So we do everything, I assume, through translators or, some sort of translation device. But his written English is very good.
Yeah.
So really, I write scripts like I would for anybody else. And he always comes through with this great stuff. That was one thing I was going to say before. I also think the setting really fits his artwork well. He's very, very good at period pieces.
Absolutely. And he's so detail oriented too. I mean, he does quite a bit of research. And then you also sent, I know that you sent a lot of photos to him
I
as
sent photos and things that I'd found online. We just go back and forth. But for the most part, I write my scripts and I completely trust him. So he just does his thing.
Wow, that's great that you have that, kind of. Do you feel like you have almost like a mental symbiosis going on?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And we've been doing it so long now. We've been working together so long. So I don't have to write very detailed scripts for him because he already knows what I'm talking about.
yeah, it's true.
So then, Monica, what's your process collaborating with Steve? Because you're so involved in every level. It says you lettered this, you edited it, and you wrote music for it. So what's
Yeah, well, I mean, I love the era as well. We both love ghost stories from that era.
Yeah.
So M.R. James,
Yeah.
I was really kind of in sync because usually when Steve writes his scripts, he'll send them to me so that I can go through them and proof them before he sends them out to the artists. I do my best.
Yeah. She does great. She reads everything I write.
Yeah. So we actually do a lot of discussion when he's writing a new comic because I tend to ask him questions about what is his story? What's going on with
Continuity questions,
yeah.
things. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was able to read the scripts before he even started sending them to Damien. So I was able to kind of get a picture in my head already. And then Damien, of course, matched that just
Yeah.
amazingly. I'm my music when I'm doing a lot of my solo music, a lot of people say it's pretty cinematic. I tend to do um, pieces from other times. Um, and so for me to work in a early 1900s style, it's one thing to do soundtrack, but when I called Anthony, who's going to be doing this with me, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna, you write the melodies. I'm gonna go play it at the National Hotel in Nevada City. I'm gonna actually record actual an old piano that we have there. He's gonna actually bring in the time. So,
Yeah.
it's."
I think it's a really cool added element to the comic too.
Yeah.
Just having a soundtrack and some moody music to play along with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's very exciting. I think that when I'm reading comics, I often put on some music to try to focus. So it's very exciting to have a soundtrack to go with a comic, baked in and ready there for the reader. You mentioned cinematic is a word that you both just brought up. Do you have any cinematic inspirations for this for
Mm,
Heartbreak Manor?
Well, there's so many ghost stories that I kind of fed off of, but I've always really been a big fan of the UK tradition of ghost stories for Christmas.
Hmm.
And that's where I was exposed to M.R. James and things like that. Other than that, what other movies do we really?
well,
The Others,
the others you love very much.
yeah. The
Um,
Orphanage. I love The Orphanage.
yeah.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
movies like that. So,
Yeah, I'm not actually, I don't think I've actually found any influence as far as the type of music other than what I imagine in my head from that era. And actually, if I look up old gramophone music from 1912, I can kind of get a feel, but it's just going to be coming from me,
yeah.
basically.
It's actually
So,
very funny because we're both musicians, except I'm strictly punk rock musician. So I'm not able to contribute this to the music this time because Monica is much better suited for it.
but at the same time, you do write some really great riffs,
Yeah.
and a lot of times he can write a really cool riff that I can actually take in and maybe turn that into violin,
Oh,
that
that's awesome.
so yeah, we have a lot of fun because he can give me music and then I can actually take it and turn it into something that may be completely different instrumentation, but it'll be a melody that he created. So even though I've come up with the melody for Sally at least,
Yeah.
and I've sent that to Anthony. So we're kind of coming up with a theme, you know. But then from that, I think you're gonna probably bring in some bass.
We'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see if I can.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, I love that you brought up Ghost Stories for Christmas because I think it's something that's not super well known here in the US. But for those of you watching this, if you have BritBox or Shudder, you can check out the original series from I think the 70s and 80s or the recently rebooted one.
yeah, yeah. I think
Um,
I thought that was kind of more 60s, but
Yeah.
I don't
I know
know
the
for sure.
60s, 70s one's the best. Whistle and I'll Come for You
hmm.
is one that always sticks in my mind. Um, yeah, it's a great tradition. I mean, and it's funny because the stories with those stories, they don't necessarily take place during Christmas. It's just the tradition of telling ghost stories during Christmas that I love so much.
Yeah,
And of course, I mean, we can't forget about A Christmas Carol,
Oh yeah.
you know,
yeah,
like the greatest Christmas ghost story there is.
yeah.
Well, I think my favorite of those I guess BBC or ITV adaptations is the Signalman, which I believe was also a
Oh,
could be a
yeah.
Dickens
Yes,
story. I
yeah,
I
think maybe
remember
he was
that
the
one.
one.
yeah,
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that. I think I saw it recently, the last couple of years.
yeah.
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 But those are classics, and I think that's awesome. That I love that tradition. I think should be more well known in the U.S. Because that's these shorts are so those hour long horror stories are so great.
Yeah.
So then I guess I have to ask, Steve, you're very well known for your vampire work and your kind
Right.
of gnarly horror, I would say.
Yeah.
What made you choose to go ghostly this time? And can we expect a more ethereal, atmospheric tone from you versus some of
Much
your
more.
more bloody
Yeah.
work?
Yeah, it's not necessarily a bloody story. There's some grim moments, but it's not necessarily it's a mood piece, it's atmospheric. And the reason I took it on is just because I've tried vampires and werewolves and all kind of Frankenstein and all these various monsters. And ghost stories I think are the most challenging. So I really wanted to take that on and try something new.
Well,
Yeah,
so
and
then,
that
oh,
oh,
sorry,
oh,
please go ahead.
I was going to mention that actually, that's another reason why Damien is so perfect for this
Yeah,
because he's already done quite a bit of sketches of the grim parts that Steve has mentioned, but it's all done in this like
it's
beautiful
beautiful. Yeah.
classical way. So it's not splattered across the page.
Then I guess my follow-up to be is, for both of you, I believe in ghosts. I'm a real believer in ghosts. I think I saw a ghost once. Do either of you believe in ghosts in reality?
I'd love to, but I haven't seen anything that would prove it to me. But I'm completely open-minded to it.
I've seen some things, especially as a kid, but I don't I do absolutely believe in spirit world. I absolutely do. I don't know how I feel about a terrifying entity that's, I find it would be very small for them to try and go after some poor human. But at the same time, if there is revenge or anger towards something that happened, i.e., murder, I can totally get it, you know.
Did you find anything for both of you moving from this more like creature horror that you're known for to this ghostly horror, anything challenging or what was most challenging and what was most exciting, I guess I should say.
I tried something kind of new on this one. After I wrote the comic script, I actually wrote a screenplay based on it. And a lot more story came out of it. A lot more dialogue, especially, came out of it. So I wound up backing up and rewriting the comic to match the screenplay a little bit. So that was an unusual challenge. It brought, like I said,
Yeah,
a lot more interior monologue and dialogue that I really like, as well as moving some of the characters around. I think the
yeah.
original version of this was very much a short story, and then I wound up really expanding on
Yeah, and that's where I come in too,
it.
because I actually have to organize all of that.
Yeah.
I've got to bring in and go page by page and go, pull in all of the extra because since I'm lettering it, I actually do need to bring in and kind of redo a number of pages as far as narration and that type of thing. So that does it does have challenges, but it also really um, thickens the whole story and the atmosphere.
So you've said the word screenplay to me, and so of course, you've already had you've already had 30 Days of Night on the
Yeah.
screen, and you've had a Netflix show. Is the hope that we get a movie out of this eventually?
I don't usually get distracted by stuff like that. I like to focus on the comic, and if something happens, great. I've had so many false starts over the years, so many properties I've sold, that nothing's ever happened. So I like to when I'm doing a comic, I like to focus on just the comic. The writing the screenplay was just a tool to get more story out of it.
Do you think that in the future that now that you've kind of made this a full audio visual project here, that the two of you might focus on maybe writing something that is a screenplay directly for the screen with Monica doing a score or
Oh,
something? Is
I'd love
that
to. I
No,
mean,
that would be amazing.
that would be phenomenal, but
Yeah,
we don't have much control over whether or not something like that happens, but that'd be fun. We work great together, so I would
yeah.
love that.
I think taking on making a movie it's just it's a whole other level of work.
Yeah.
And I think it would be amazing if somebody wanted to come and partner with you on
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, the type of horror that's coming out now
Yeah.
is amazing. We're really we're really happy with all
The new
the
movies.
new horror that's coming out. So, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm open to it,
yeah.
but we'll just have to see.
do you have any recent favorites? Curry Barker or Zach Kreger? Like you said, all the new horror that's coming out. Do you have any favorite horror movies that you love specifically, either of you?
We just saw Hokum,
Yeah.
uh,
Oh,
and I really enjoyed that. So that's the most recent one we've seen, and I thought it was just great.
Yeah.
You liked it.
Yeah. But Weapons was amazing. Pretty much all of the new horror that's coming out
Yeah. Yeah.
is
There's so much. I mean, going back a little bit, I loved Hereditary.
yeah.
I still consider that sort of the new batch of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Then I guess now there's two. There's two in the theaters right now that I'm very curious about. Uh,
Obsession
Backrooms and
and
Obsession.
Backrooms.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes.
Very curious about those.
Well, I loved Obsession. I'll say that. I
Yeah.
personally I loved Obsession, and it's
We've
wonderful
heard
to see
it's
it.
great. Yeah.
It's wonderful to see a movie made for less than $1 million going on to make $250 million. So that's,
Yeah.
I think, a great thing that's going on. So you are putting this on your crowdfunding this edition,
Yes.
Yes.
and so how I like to pose questions here is if you could use one word, each of you, to pitch why someone should be excited to go join your crowdfunding campaign in one word. I have maybe stolen this perhaps from an episode of Doctor Who, the one word thing, but what would your one word be to pitch Heartbreak Manor?
Wow. Just scary.
What?
Yeah, not wow, but scary.
And it's funny that you would say scary and I would say beautiful.
Yeah.
Those are two
Yeah.
interesting choices of words there.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know if those are the words you were looking for, other than please.
Yeah.
no, I'm not looking for any words. There's
Yeah.
no right answer. I think that sometimes the just things get it's nice to keep stuff simple and get
Yeah.
a dis I like to hear a distillation of what the project means to you. And
Yeah.
scary and beautiful is quite a wonderful
Yeah.
distillation, I think, of Heartbreak Manor. So
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you.
I mean,
Um,
I'm thrilled, for Steve. We really hope we can get this project come to life, as it were, because the idea of making this a hardcover, oversized, with a soundtrack, I think it would be such a great addition that we wouldn't be able to do. If Steve, if you go to a,
Yeah, most publishers
they're just going to do,
they wouldn't want to do oversized or a soundtrack,
yeah,
this is
they just put
so
out paperback and
a
yeah,
big part of Zoop that I like about it and crowdfunding is we get to do stuff like this. We
yeah.
have the freedom to make the book the way we want to.
is that why is that why you chose Zoop versus versus various other crowdsourcing?
Yeah, I just wanted to try it. A friend of mine had used it for the Negative Burn campaign, and I talked to him, and he said it was kind of cool. So
And they
I
were
thought
great to work with.
they're really great. They're
Yeah,
really great to work
they
with.
are. Yeah.
So we're really kind of having fun work with them, and yeah, no reason that we didn't do Kickstarter. I really wanted to. I just want to try something new, and I do like that with Kickstarter, you raise the money, but
Mm.
with Zoop, you see it all the way through printing and distribution.
Yeah.
So I love that aspect.
Yeah, that must make it much more convenient for you in the long-term process to have all that secured and not have to worry about
It does.
doing the rest of it.
Yeah.
What can I ask what makes it so important to you that it is hardback? Is it because you're kind of doing a period piece and you want that feel, or what made the two
Yeah.
of you decide to go for this?
It's a storybook feel that I love to it. Plus the slightly oversized so people can see Damon's work. Because I mean, it is beautiful work, so we want people to be able to see it. So I personally I like slightly oversized books, mostly because I
Yeah.
can't see.
Well, thank you so much for coming to talk to Macabre Daily. I really appreciate Steve and Monica coming out. I wish you the best of luck with your Zoop campaign, which we will link to in this interview. I'm Ryan Fitzmartin for Macabre Daily, and thank you again.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.